Well, I can't ever get in the club because I don't have a Harley. I mean,
Wow, these conversations go way different in your head than what I remember. But we'll go with it.
That's how it went. That's how it went.
All right.
Never, and even if it's not, don't let the truth get in the way of a good story.
Oh, yeah. Once you've had Rick Rack, you'll never go back to Ultimate Motorcycle Luggage Rack Solution. Forget those messy straps and bungee cords. Go strapless. With a Rick Rack quick attach luggage system and quality bag, head over to lawabidingbiker.com/store. Get hooked up now. Louis Quemenier.
It's a good try.
Anybody else want to try that one?
No, that was perfect. You nailed it.
Got it.
He made a public Facebook post on the Law Abiding Biker public page. Anyways, it was really cool. I was blessed enough this year to go back to Hawaii and went to Oahu this time, my first time on that island. And it was a family trip and so very cool because this happens more and more. And I love it when people actually come up and say hi. We were in the international airport in Honolulu when returning from my vacation, and I could see, sometimes I see people look, you can tell they're maybe a Harley guy, they got a Harley shirt, and they'll double take, triple take, but they're not sure, or they may have seen YouTube or something, but he recognized me. I saw him look at me a couple times, and he finally looked, and he walked straight towards me, and he came up and shook my hand. He goes, Ryan Erlacher. And I said, yes. And so we got to chat, and it was really cool. I got to spend just a little bit of time, and that's really the biggest part. And these guys know here, Popeye and everybody realize that's why I do this. It's the favorite part is just connecting and this biker revolution and connecting with bikers worldwide. And when you can end up at an international airport in Oahu and meet another biker,
cool.
It's just, it humbles me every time. And so, it was a very pleasant surprise when we crossed paths at Daniel K. I always forget how to say that. Inouye. Do you know how to say that, Popeye?
Inouye?
That's the international airport. I forget. It's the Daniel K. Let's just call that international airport in Honolulu. So he posted here in the Facebook after we got to meet up. I enjoy watching your DIY videos. They're very helpful when I did my stage 1. Lately, I've been learning about crankcase ventilation bypass. I thought maybe this might be a nice add to your library. Anyways, mahalo, Ryan. It was nice to have met you and shake your hand, and right back at you. We'll just call him Lewis. All right, to end it up there. Okay. Hey, Bikeaholics, Zero 3D has a wide variety of innovative products for your Harley-Davidson and brand new line for your all-new Honda Goldwing named Gold Strike. Top quality, affordable chrome lighting and comfort products. Zero Gold Strike are the motorcycle LED lighting innovators for CAN, bus, plug-and-play system compatibility. Head over to lawabidingbiker.com/store. Check out our full line of Zero 3D products, and we are completely revamping the store. It's going to have a new look, new feel. I've got some developers working on that website, and maybe a little bit later we'll talk a bit more about that. Let's dive in. Oh. Here we go, cowboy. Giddy up.
Yeehaw!
Get along, little doggy. Welcome back.
Down.
You freaking bikeaholics. That's right, you guys out there watching right now. This is a live event. You're getting this months before the regular podcast audience this will ever release to them. So welcome, yeah. This is the podcast for the motorcycle majority. The Big MM, also known as the
99%ers, baby.
Large and in charge of the motorcycle scene more than any time in history. By being here, by listening to this podcast, you are part of what we call
the Biker Revolution.
Hashtag. There you go. I do know that Cowboy has just one question for you before we get started. What are you waiting for, Bikeaholics? Mount up.
For another wild-ass ride.
Yeah! Let us take you on another wild-ass ride.
Close.
Done. Close.
Ish.
Oh, Ryan Erlacher here.
This thing fired off.
Oh, that was just a Coca-Cola. That's all that was. Have no fear.
Yep.
You may have saw different on the camera. Well, you can't really tell because it's in a what do you call them things? A koozie.
Koozie.
Yeah, all
Keep
right.
my Coca-Cola cold.
In the koozie. There you go. Ryan Erlacher, of course, your host of the Law Abiding Biker podcast and your
high-tech redneck.
There you go. We got a new guest. This is going to be a fun episode. It was stressful getting up and running. We had some major technical issues for the non-live audience. I strongly suggest that you get hooked up as a mid-level or above patron member because they are seeing this and we're chatting with them live. We have a ton of people in the chat. And as we go on, we'll be monitoring that chat. So lawabidingbiker.com, of course, /Patreon, and you can get hooked up and then you get access to all this in the private Facebook group and we schedule it out. Don't forget, real quick, and then we are going to dive right in. Always a little bit of housekeeping stuff, but if you're new to that, we post it in the private Facebook group days before we go live. We send an email, lawabidingbiker.com /live. There's an email list, get signed up there. And the third way you get it is in the back end of your patron accounts with all the links necessary and the times, dates, and kind of what the subject matter is going to be about. So we come at you three ways so that we can make sure and get as many people, as many members, paying members as we can live right here because we do love chatting with you. So one of our favorite times to kick back and just bikers talking biker stuff. A new free video, install 3D Fang LED lighted vent trim on Harley Road Glide review. Video came out some time ago. It is on the YouTube channel. We were just talking about this yesterday, Popeye and I think I was in here while we were working and we just hit like 90,300 or something subscribers and are really looking to get to 100,000 before the end of 2019. So if you haven't subscribed, get over there. Ton of videos going on. And I'll put this link in the show notes if you're interested. Some really cool Fang LED lighted for road glides, a bunch of Ciro products all in our store, of course. And I'll put it in the show notes, lawabidingbiker.com /. And whatever episode number this ends up being is how you always get to the show notes. And I want to thank, as usual, this gentleman right here has been down here all weekend.
Been a long one.
Came down early.
Been working hard, yeah. I got up to ride down here when I would normally be going to wake.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Going to wake? Is that a thing? Going to wake?
I don't know what that
What did I say?
Going to wake.
Going to wake.
Like you said, it's been a long weekend.
It has.
Yeah, I'm a little sick. I'm down here. I'm about half sick and rode down here on Saturday morning. Today's Sunday. So I got up, when I would normally be going to bed, I was waking up to ride down here to do a film project with you.
And I would love...
and then spent about 24 hours awake.
Yeah, exactly. Both me and Popeye.
Yeah.
We were in bed at 4. Went
not
from
together.
8 in the morning. No, that was not. He slept. Popeye was the first one to sleep. We pulled the bed out, and he was the first one to sleep and shower in the new studio here. He got the whole studio to himself. How was it?
Kind of disturbing for those of you on live chat. You might be able to see up in the corner. There's actually a camera in here.
Oh, yeah.
I think he was probably watching.
You did notice that.
Oh, yeah.
Did you, when you went,
wasn't rubbing one out or
when
nothing?
When you got the lotion out, did you go put a little piece of electrical tape over that camera?
I don't know. Did I?
Last thing I saw was a bottle of lotion and you're putting with your thumb a piece of tape over the camera. Just
private time.
Licking the camera.
It was awkward. He actually faced the camera while he was doing it. It was weird. He didn't cover it.
Winking at me. No, I forgot about that. No, dude. All right. And we got a brand new special guest right here in the studio.
What up?
Cowboy. We're going to talk about how he got the name Cowboy because I don't even know.
No one does.
I do.
Well, yeah.
I'm sure you're here to put in your 2 cents.
Oh, yeah.
What do you think of that song?
That's pretty
dude?
good.
It's a good song. It was a good choice.
Yeah, dude. That's what I thought.
Needs
I thought
to be
that
a
was
staple for the podcast, I think now.
It might be. It might be.
There you go.
I just pulled that one out of my arse early this morning. So, So we're going to get to know. This is just a fun episode of Biker Talk. You're probably going to see Cowboy here and or hear him in podcasts coming up. A lot of things to talk about. Going to get involved here for his first time, really. He's going to be in the documentary film. You'll see him when I, at some point, get the new documentary film. It's not even into edit yet. I usually do that in the winters because it's such an undertaking. But our Grand Canyon trip, 7-day Grand Canyon trip, North Rim, that documentary, you'll see him in there. So you're going to see him around. And so when we bring new guys in, and he has a really kind of, I think, I've talked to him on the trip. We had some drinks. I find some interesting things in his background besides his transvestite activities. But other than that, and there's nothing wrong with that, okay? We support all here.
I
just find it interesting, Ryan? Okay? That's all. I just find it interesting. That's all. But no, he's got some really cool things in his background.
Geeking out over all your damn photo stuff and videos and
Yeah.
you guys are.
Yeah, for those of you that don't know, Ryan has some incredible equipment that I wish I could afford that I can't. I've got the Costco box camera system trying to
he's a photographer.
take some photos. And
Which
this
was
guy's
exciting.
got some sweet stuff.
It's nice to have another creator in the group that has a creative type mindset as far as that goes. So photography. We've talked a lot about that. Here's a really cool thing, and then we're going to dive in with Cowboy here a little bit more. This is awesome. I wanted to mention this. You guys see this, Popeye? Patron member. You guys have seen it in the private Facebook group, but this is so cool. Patron member Anthony Peters is really involved, and he literally posted a picture in there. And I have it right here. Did you see this? You're not in the group yet. We got to get you
I
in,
didn't see the
Mr.
photo, but
Barclay or whatever the fuck your name is. Idiots.
don't worry about it, all right?
But here it is. Look at this. So what this
That's
is
legit.
straight up legit. Anthony Peters, he put a lab sticker. You can go in the private Facebook group and see
Nice.
it on Saddam's Bath headquarters. How badass is that? And so he posted pictures in there. Yeah, look at this. I miss you
Dude,
guys.
That's awesome.
And he shows pictures of the old torn up Bath headquarters, and then on a post is the Law Abiding Biker media sticker. In the background, you can see the city and stuff. It's just, how badass is that?
He was posting or putting stickers up all over.
That was just one of them.
Yeah, all over the country. I was laughing, and
He put them on the fridge at the convenience store. Did you, that one too?
well,
I
it's
think
not a convenience store. It's like an MWR tent.
Sorry,
is what it would be called.
yeah.
And I was
Us civilians call it a
Get it right, Ryan. Jeez, Ryan.
Sorry, it's an MPWR F23 store.
little MWR, like a DFAC or something like that.
Get
You would
that
call
right.
it. And
Got two military guys there if you couldn't tell. Not a military guy.
yeah, but it was just funny because Cowboy would remember this is like he had one of them on the door. This one kind of took me back because you kind of forget some of the things that go on in the military. But it was one of those. It's just a cooler, but like a convenience store cooler where you would open a glass door, but just the sign there that said like have one. If you take one out, put one in, and they had boxes of water next to things because it gets so hot over there that every time you take one out, you're supposed to put another one in.
Right.
So you've always got cold water and just a little stupid stuff like that.
That's
but
cool.
He took a picture of it and I was like, well, shit, I totally forgot about that type of stuff, and it's just kind of cool to see some of the pictures he was posting. And
I'm glad you followed some of that. Yeah,
it was cool.
Because it means something different to you. I was like, I got it, but yeah, like convenience store, but yeah, I get it. but it was cool that the
Just not
sticker
a
was there as
normal
well.
convenience store, Ryan.
That's all I was.
This is real deal here, buddy.
I thought it was an AM/PM. I wasn't sure, dude.
Oh yeah, like you say AM/PM on every corner of Iraq.
But shout out, more people are doing that. I just got one right now. Bob Dawson, who lives here locally, he painted the entire studio for free, inside and outside. Bob Dawson just sent me a text, and he posted so he'll be posted in the Facebook group, but he put, it's rocks. He's on a ride and it has one of those triangle yellow signs and it says rocks. And right above it, he put a lab sticker. It says lab rocks. He said it was temporary, so he wasn't defacing property. Okay. He did. He was like, I'm serious, Ryan, it's temporary. But I go, no, it's cool. Post it, bro. So that, look forward to that. And that's what's cool, the patron members. And that's the interaction in that Facebook group. So with that said, we love our sponsors up front, but talking about patrons, we love our patron members. These are some of our new ones. Shoot, Popeye.
Frankie Martinez of West Palm Beach, Florida. Mike McKinnon of Sholo, Arizona. Robert DeBats of Valparaiso.
I don't know.
Valparaiso. I'm using phonics there in Indiana.
Next three.
James Rowe of Maple Ridge, British Columbia,
BC.
Canada. Nice little BC action. Thomas Meyer of Lincoln, Nebraska.
Been there.
And Michael Abernathy of what is that?
Wilsonville.
Wilsonville, Oregon.
That's not a tough one there, buddy.
Finishing off with Ronnie Bew of Ewing, Missouri. Top tier. Donald Cross of Culpeper, Virginia. Top tier. Michael Taylor of Memphis, Tennessee. That's right. lawabidingbiker.com/Patreon. That's right. Pledge a certain amount per piece of content. No risk to you because you can put a monthly cap. There are benefits such as t-shirts and stickers. You can get in the private Facebook group troll-free zone, access to these live video broadcasts and chat, access to meetup rides and events, and up to top tier, get access to our premium videos up on request. There you go. So How are we doing in chat? And we're diving into this conversation. Oh, there's so many people in there. It's so cool. This is going to be a fun, hopefully it's been fun already. We talking about the, posting of the stickers and all that. So here we go. Let's dive in. Right. Cowboy here. Cory, say your last name because I'll mutilate it as usual.
Bernaiche.
Yeah.
Bernaiche.
It ain't spelled like that.
No, it's
we always
not.
called him Bernaiche.
Oh, I've gotten a whole lot
who's
of
this
different...
Cory Bernaiche guy that wants to be a sworn few member up in Big River chapter? Who's this Cory Bernaiche? Yeah. We've all said it, yeah. Bernaiche.
We call them all kinds of different stuff on the
good old
team.
French Canadians.
Is that what it is?
Quite figure it out, yeah.
Yeah. See, you even sound like it, dude. Yeah.
No,
sure, you betcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Bernaiche. I know it would be cooler if it was Nash. Get rid of that CHE.
Right.
It would just look cooler.
The AICHE.
Yeah,
that even throws me more.
Yeah.
If they got the I out of there, I would almost want to say it that way.
Almost.
Yeah. So where does that background come from? I mean, do you have family that lived up in that area?
As far back as my dad can figure it out, it was Quebec is kind of where he loses track of it. But he's from Maine. Where he grew up. So it kind of makes sense they were in that area.
Yeah. Rock on. Cowboy came here prepared. He's got notes with his iPad, and because we're going to do a follow-up episode with him too, more about kind of his trip and first experience with the Soaring Few. He is one of the newly patched members up out of Popeye's chapter up there. So very cool there. Yeah. So you were looking at me like you were going to say something. All right. He was eyeballing me there out of the corner.
He rode down this morning.
He did?
Yeah. Rode down this morning. How wasn't too bad going over the pass?
No, it wasn't bad. I mean, it was cold, but I actually prefer riding fall more than summer.
This is the best month in our neck of the woods, September, to me, by far.
Yeah, I'd rather be brisk in riding than sweating, my balls off at a stoplight in the middle of town.
Riding through a blow dryer.
Yeah, so it was actually a really nice ride. I mean, I bundled up just right. I wasn't too cold, wasn't too hot. So, yeah, it was a nice ride. It was actually really pleasant by myself, just kind of, putting throttle down and kind of passing cars when I needed to and just getting here when I needed to. So
I just ordered a new coat. I was hoping my heated coat was going to be here.
It is chilling down coming over the pass.
It was 37 when I went over the pass the other day. So it was a little chilly up on top, but I was wearing enough where I was fine. But yeah, a heated coat would have made taken the edge off a little bit.
Yeah. Since we got chat, I love going off and answering the questions when we can. So Chris, let's just dive into this. Before I dive into that question real quick, just give like a brief, and then we'll dive in a little bit deeper about, what you want to reveal about, your current living area and, Leo, full-time kind of stuff, like just a brief overview.
Just a brief of what I do now.
Yeah, sure. Like
whatever
life like
you
now.
want to reveal, whatever you're comfortable with.
Yeah, whatever you're comfortable revealing.
Okay. Yeah. So I work...
we don't say agency names just because policies. Yeah. We don't care that you guys know, a lot of you know who we work for.
Right.
That it's just our agencies. We're not supposed to really... because it's a public podcast, so you can figure it out. Yeah. It's not hard.
So I work for a city police, full-time there. Part of my duties there, firearms instructor, FTO. So I train you guys, and active shooter instructor is kind of my bread and butter. I kind of push out there. I'm on the regional SWAT team for my area. Been doing that for 3 years now, I think, on the team. So really, just working patrol, and then my specialties kind of keep me off patrol often with training, going out and training, or conducting training for our guys.
Training more.
Yeah. No, that's
training more.
Yeah, it's a big passion of mine is training guys up to make better decisions, to be better prepared.
Make better decisions yourself.
I should. So those of you that don't know Popeye,
you wanted to do this.
Yeah, Popeye's real nice to new guys. So
hey, at any time if you want, just do that. And I have a mute button for channel 3 right here.
Yeah.
Same goes when they come on the SWAT team, right?
Right. Yeah, you're real nice. You don't push them off at all. Yeah.
Chris McTeer says, thanks for all your service. Thank you, Chris.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that keeps me busy. Like Ryan said earlier, I kind of do some side photography stuff.
Yeah.
And that's kind of just a passion I had in college and kind of just push it off to the side now. But I'm hoping eventually that'll take over full time once I'm done with this cop career.
Yeah.
But I really enjoy what I do. I really like the agency I work for. I have a lot of fun doing the job. So as long as it's still fun, I'm going to keep doing it and driving on. As long as I can keep Popeye out of my head, it'll be a good day.
Yeah, right. Yeah, don't let him get in your head.
Yeah.
Cowboy can run a gun. I will say that.
Yeah.
Dude can run handguns and rifles. He can run a gun. One of the best on our team. So
nice.
He can definitely shoot.
Maybe at the end of this, we'll give you a live demo right here in the studio.
Yeah, there you go.
Torch off a couple rounds.
Yeah,
office pop.
One of the most heavily armed podcasts you'll ever see.
Yeah,
guys,
no doubt.
so you know.
No doubt. It is true. Yeah, America. All right. What is Chris McAteer says? What is cowboy riding? So let's dive into that.
All right,
which is an interesting thing.
Yeah, so this is
we can roll off that.
Yeah, this is kind of the reason I'm sitting here before you guys. So I got a 2014 Street Bob. No giant front fairing, no cruise control, no heated seats.
Did you get that? I forget.
So I got that last summer.
How'd you get that?
I'm about a year in.
It's too many questions at once.
Yeah, here we go. No, Popeye wants his limelight. So
give me my 15 minutes of fame.
So Popeye was working out with a guy. Surprising, he was in the gym, and this guy was talking about his Street Bob he had, and he had to get rid of it. And so Popeye was wheeling and dealing for me behind the scenes, and he actually scored me a freaking significant deal, probably $4,000 less than what it was worth. The guy just needed it out of his payment. So he texts me. I'm sitting on the couch on my day off, and he goes, "Hey, this guy will sell you a Street Bob for this much." He sent me photos. I told him, "Okay, I'm going to the bank."
Nice.
And so within a week, I rode off the dude's property with this 2014 Street Bob with 2,600 miles.
Yeah.
And that was
That's how you get the
summer.
deals.
Yeah, and that was last summer. Just dude needed to pay off his loan. So I cleared his loan out and ended up with a nice ride.
Yeah.
Part of that was piggybacking off that. Part of that, though, was you were interested right in the Sworn. We're not going to get a ton into that because we're going to do another episode, but that was kind of, you needed a bike, right?
Well,
yeah.
He had been bugging me for at least a couple of years.
I don't know, say bugging. I don't know if that's the right term.
He was definitely interested. The problem, he was on a Yamahammer.
Oh, man.
Yeah, you were.
So I was like, well, dude, that's cool. You know, you can ride with us, but you're never going to get patched in because you have to be by the bylaws, you have to be a big V-twin.
American-made V-twin cruiser, yep.
America.
And so...
I can't ever get in the club because I don't have a Harley.
Wow, these conversations go way different in your head than what I remember. But we'll go with it.
That's how it went.
All right.
Never, and even if it's not, don't let the truth get in the way of a good story. But that is how it went. And so he was whining for quite a while about it, but he'd go ride with us. And then after he got his Harley, then he was able to start prospecting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So before we do the Yamahammer, I want to go back to that. And this is what we do. I have notes, and the crew knows this, but unless it's a really strict conversation on some technical stuff, I try to go in and nab. So if it seems a little off, I try to nab because I really want the community involved. So
I want you to go for it.
Hold that Yamahammer thing, and we'll bring that. Jackson Levitus says Popeye, just briefly. He says, how is Jeff doing? He hasn't been on the podcast in a while. Can you just give an update on his life? He's doing well and everything?
Yeah, Sturgis as well. Hell, he just got back from a 4,500 mile trip. Is that what it was? I think it was about a 4,500 mile trip. He rode back to Michigan, and man, they got hammered with some storms. And in fact, Cowboy was just telling me the story this morning when we were at breakfast. Him and his wife were both on this ride, and they had come into, was that in South Dakota where that tornado had touched down?
Yeah.
He was saying, they came up to a hotel. They were trying to get into a hotel. All the hotels in the area were full. So they backtracked about 10 or 15 minutes out of that area to go find a hotel. And then that day or that night, tornado actually touched down in that town where they were at, where they would have been.
That's crazy.
Had they stayed there. So it was lucky that they
the hotels were in like a block radius. You know how they usually are, a couple, 4 or 5, and they were trying to get in, and they were all full up because something was going down, and I can't remember what he said, why they were full, but so they backtracked.
I wasn't really listening to him. I don't know what was.
You were, yeah.
He was just
we were
bloviating.
We're just so excited about our food that came really fast. So we were eating that. And so I guess they backtracked, and then it touched down right in that area where the hotels were. And
yep.
and their bikes were outside and stuff. So they survived.
And we would like to get Jeff back on the podcast. He's 2 hours north. So that would be good to do a follow-up. He's still embarrassed from the last time he was on the podcast, I think. But no, he did some others. And when we went
bought a new bike and stuff too. He just got a new CVO Ultra. He that 117.
Got rid of the banana yellow.
Yeah, no more nuclear banana.
Nuclear banana.
For those of you who have seen that bike and rode with him on that bike. And
that's why he sold it, because we teased him relentlessly every time. Is that nuclear banana?
And then, good on him. He's retiring here in just a few months, and 35 years. He's going to call it a career.
Rock on.
Yeah.
Back to Yamahammer. What kind of Yamahammer did you have, and what were you riding?
Man.
Let's just go into your motorcycle background a little bit. So let's start from kind of linear, I guess.
Take us back.
Yeah, take us back.
Take us back.
Like, I want to keep it like
hear.
Yeah,
Here's
linear.
some
We need
stories.
the
Take us
what do we
back.
need here?
Well, growing up,
Hold on.
way back.
Not that far back. There you go. Take us back.
I gotta wait.
Take us
Gotta
back.
wait for it. Seasoned vet pup.
He's a little slow.
Pop, I
today.
knew I couldn't find it. I was like,
Yeah, so growing up, small ranch town. My dad was in the Air Force, so we kind of
ranch town where?
Mountain Home, Idaho.
Yeah,
Rode through there this summer,
Love
didn't we?
Idaho.
We rode through there.
Yeah.
Yeah. We rode through my hometown this summer, so that was
That's
kind of
right.
cool.
I forgot that. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was, it was a bunch of Air Force guys, but a lot of ranchers were around. And so everybody had dirt bikes. And I always wanted to ride two wheels, always fascinated with it growing up. But my dad was, he was big on equality for all the kids.
Yeah.
So he wasn't going to buy me a dirt bike and my younger brother, my older sister, nothing. So, and he used to ride bikes and he got in some pretty bad wrecks. So he wasn't all for it growing up. So I ended up riding other people's dirt bikes. And that's kind of how I started on two wheels. Always wanted bikes. Ended up getting out. This is, I guess, kind of goes into my story. Went into the military. Was traveling a lot, so I didn't have time to buy anything. Got out, and I bought it's called a tank, and it was a 250. And it was made. Yeah, it was.
Who the hell makes it? I know
I'm going to tell you.
Makes a tank, but who makes not the shooting kind?
Yeah, no. Oh no. This was a
heavier,
scooter company out of California. Decided to make these 250s. And so I bought it. I think it was like $600 or $700 or something. And I just rode it. I was in college. I was dating my wife now. And I would ride it, and I went to college, and then I worked part-time at Cabela's in Boise, Idaho, but I was going to college in Nampa. So I would ride this 250 on the freeway, 15 miles one way.
Yeah.
And I was, trying to save money, and I was all about the two wheels. So I'm in my snowboarding pants in coat on the freeway in December in Idaho.
That's hardcore. I love that.
On my
do what you have to do.
On my passenger pegs, doing 60 on the freeway because I couldn't go any faster. There's no fairing, no nothing. I mean, it's just a bare bike.
Car's probably blowing by.
Oh yeah,
what's this bike called again? I got to pull a picture.
It's
of this
a Tank 250.
A Yamaha.
No, it's not a Yamaha. It's a scooter company. I don't know. Just Tank 250 more. Yeah, see, it comes up scooter first. That should tell you what's going on here.
Oh, let's go to images. Tell me if you see an image up here.
So it almost looks
Does it look like this?
No.
Oh yeah.
Well, I just got to pull that up now. So hang on.
That is not what it looks like.
If you guys type in what I just typed in and you get any hit like I hit, that's nice. Okay.
Selling that on eBay.
Well, I'm going to buy that. Let me bid on that shit right now.
There you go. Now you're getting down there. So that blue one,
this one,
it was black. No,
this
down.
One?
Yeah, that guy.
This one. Okay.
Look at that studded seats. That's money.
Kind of. It kind of looks like a Harley 883 type of bike. Is kind of what it looks like.
It was like a Honda. What's the Rebel?
Yeah,
the
Honda
250 Rebel. So it was like that same size, right? So I'm not a big guy, but I made that thing look like a Tonka toy.
I put the link in the chat so you guys can see the bike we're looking at. Not the one,
R1.
not the picture we saw before that.
Yeah, no, not that one. So that's what I was riding, and on the highway and snow gloves and snowboarding pants. I would get to work, and I did the credit card thing for a while at Cabela's, so I had to type a computer. And I'd get there so cold, I'd actually my boss would let me sit in the back room for 10 minutes so I could thaw my fingers out because I couldn't even type a name because I was so cold. But
That's a 2006.
Yeah, so mine was an 05.
Yeah, dude, that's crazy. And you got it for $600, man.
Yeah, it was
Dude,
something.
that's pretty.
It was something crazy.
That's
Super
pretty
cheap.
good. It must have been fairly new then too.
Displacement 14.22 cubic inches.
Yeah, that was in 2010.
It's got 16
So it was 5
horsepower.
years, yeah.
Like 4 or 5 years old. That's pretty
Yeah,
good.
but
But
a
still, be able to
scooter
pick one
comes
up
up
for
with it.
$600.
Well, it wasn't running. He told me it ran, but he couldn't get it started when I showed up, and I was dumb, so I bought it anyway.
Well, I was just thinking, yeah, it runs. Can you start it for me? No.
So
Okay.
so I bought it anyway, and I got it running. And it ran for me ever since. The only problem I had, I laid it down once coming off the freeway because it was liquid cooled, surprising.
Wow.
And the overflow hose was right in front of the rear tire.
Oh.
Yeah, so I had some overflow coming off the highway coming home one day, coated my back tire, and I skidded out in the middle of a
Are you
intersection.
serious? That's how they designed it?
Well, that's how it was when I got it.
That's how somebody designed it.
Yeah, we'll go with that. So...
Oh my God, dude, that's dangerous as hell.
So I rode that for a good 2.5 years solid. And going into Boise on the highway, I mean, I put some serious highway miles on that bad boy.
That's bad. I love stories like that.
Yeah, just
because you were
dealt
just
with it.
That's like the reason I like stories like that is you're just young, probably not, finances as far as that goes. But that shows the true heart of somebody, getting in and getting what they can get. And that's why we support everybody here. You know what I mean? Everybody's at a different place. And I started out, riding cheaper motorcycles and stuff too. And, the point is that you want to get in the sport and you love the sport so bad that you're willing. That really shows true heart when you're in snowboard clothes on a $600 motorcycle.
Snowboarding pants.
I love that. And then
just
you progress
riding
through
it.
life and you get into a better, at least something that's a name brand bike.
Right. Eventually.
I've never heard of this bike.
No one has. I hadn't either. But I actually sold it for more than I bought it for.
Nicely
Always
done.
good.
Yeah, so that
it wasn't
that
running
worked
when you
out.
bought it.
It was running when I sold it, which was nice. It had a weird rattle, but we just went with it.
Probably fine. Some
Yeah,
thicker
probably
oil in it.
okay. So then after that bike, I progressed to a 1980 KZ550
Oh.
with the 4 carbs on that bad boy. Yeah, that's what it looked like right there.
Right there.
That's the one.
Sorry, there's pictures popping up here on this stupid
And eBay.
Honda BSA
Jeez.
Norton Bobber thing. Get out of here.
Weird.
All right. So distracting. Sorry, talk about this. So what kind of bike was it again?
KZ550.
KZ.
So 1980 Kawasaki KZ550. That was my next bike. After that one. And it was somebody had done some work to it and turned it into kind of a cafe racer almost with the bars and stuff. Yep, that's a guy.
Right here?
Interesting.
Yeah, it didn't look like that. So he had different bars. They were lower to the tank.
Okay.
Everything was matte black. He painted over it.
Oh, I bet you look like a badass on this.
There was no passenger seat. It was just kind of a solo. But that's what it looked like.
Sounds like all blacked out, like something like out of Mad Max or something.
Yeah, that's exactly what it looked like. And he so it's got a 4-barrel carb on it, and then he put individual filters on each carb that were, I'm pretty sure, from the used parts store.
Yeah.
So they looked fantastic. So I rode that for the last year.
I popped another link for the group there, but go ahead.
Yeah, so I rode that for my last year of college. And it did, it was better, obviously, because it wasn't $250 in a scooter company. So I could find parts for it and, fix things. And it was a good bike, though. It got me on the freeway regularly and to and from work and school and that kind of thing. So it was a good bike. But I ended up selling that before moving to Washington just because we didn't have the space for it.
Yeah.
And I knew I was going to, now that I was out of college, get a good job and hopefully buy something better. So we ended up selling that and then moving to Washington.
And so you were motorcycle-less.
So I was for a while, but my father-in-law had a Suzuki. So we're going from this, and then I go to a Suzuki TL1000S.
How many years were you motorcyclist?
That was a couple months because we ended up moving in with my in-laws while we found a house out here in Washington from college. So my father-in-law had a Suzuki TL1000S, and he rode it.
Suzuki TL
1000S.
1000 TL. I got to get this 1000.
It was coming up. It's all one word. Yeah,
Okay.
There you go.
One of these. All right.
Yeah, wait till you see this bad boy.
Let's get some images.
That looks a little faster than.
Yeah, this is a track bike, basically, is what this was. And this is what my father-in-law bought it for. He'd go to the west side and he'd actually run track days on this bad boy.
So you kind of went from cruiser,
right?
I mean, to
1980.
straight up young man. I got testosterone bike.
Well, and what it says to me is that your future father-in-law was trying to get you killed.
Right. Yeah.
Well,
Tells you what he thinks of you. Here, get on this bike, kid. Let's see if we can get rid of you.
Well, in all fairness to my father-in-law, he is a way better rider than I am. He has been riding bikes his entire life, and he's got a Harley. He's got a KZ. So I have the 550. I had the 550. He actually had the 1000, and he still has that bike. He bought it brand new. He still has it. And then he bought a Harley. And then he bought this TL because a couple of his buddies were wanting to do track days. So he did track days, and I mean, he's a way better rider than I am. He handled that Suzuki better than I did. So I rode it for a couple months, and I kept hounding him to fix his Harley. And then I ended up just buying the TL from him because he was using that money for a different project. So I rode that TL for a while, and then I just decided to go buy that Yamaha because it was a fairly good deal. And I was trying to get back into the cruiser world. I like rockets. You know, if I could ever have every bike I wanted, I'd have a dirt bike, a couple Harleys, and then maybe an R6 or something like that.
And what was your Yamaha? Maybe I missed that, but I don't know if you said what it was.
So then I bought the Yamaha Bolt. 950.
You said you went and bought the Yamaha, so you led into it.
Sorry, it's a Bolt.
Yamaha Bolt.
Yamaha hammer.
That's the
and tricked it out. We did pretty much everything you could do it.
Yeah, it was the R-Spec.
In front of the Navy ship?
There.
Look at that,
that's
right in
the
front of
guy. That's even the same color.
Shout out, Squid.
Yeah, it had some work done to it. The guy before me put the Memphis shade screen on front. He put different exhausts. He put a Vance and Hines on there and then wrapped the front coming off the engine. And then it had the passenger seat and backrest.
Let me go back here and see if we can get a different pictures that look like it right there. It's coming up.
Stand by.
Coming up.
Maybe. Loading.
Coming up.
So yeah, I mean, that's the Bolt R-Spec. It had a different exhaust on it. But
and yours was silver. This is
mine was
green.
That silver we just showed. Yeah.
Okay.
And it was funny because he'd had it so like stripped down. There was nothing on it that said what it was, and we'd be out
no
riding.
one knew what it was.
Yeah, everyone would come and
there,
ask what kind of a bike it was because nobody knew what it was.
Yeah. No, I can't say that I have actually seen that before. So give me just 1 second here, guys. So anyways, you had this.
It was a good bike. Yeah, it was a good bike. I mean, I liked it because no one knew what it was. I switched it out. I switched out the handlebars on it, and I think I got a little more looks, but they were less pleasant with the new handlebars.
Right.
But I liked them. I liked that kind of style. So they were a little higher T-frame handlebars.
Yeah. It's a cool looking bike. It's, it's kind of a Harley look to some of the bikes they're creating now. You know, similar.
Yeah,
the tank's different.
But people would ask if it was a Harley too. Like, right. A lot of guys thought it was.
Yeah, the best I would explain
the motor gives it away, but other than that.
It's Yamaha's version of trying to compete with the 883 Sportster. That's how I would explain it to people when they ask what the heck it was.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what it was. It was a great bike. I mean, it was fun. That 950 just really wasn't enough on the freeway. I mean, Popeye and his giant Street Glide would pull from me. I mean, it wouldn't even be a contest. And I know I'm similar build to Popeye, so I look almost
very much.
close to
You
him.
can tell.
So the weight wasn't quite different, but
so when
it wasn't the power wasn't there, but it was a cool bar hopper. You know, I got looks.
I
and
appreciate
that was
you
cool.
telling me I have a girlish figure.
You're welcome.
This is when you met Popeye. You had the Yamaha.
Yes.
Bolt.
Yeah. So I knew Lee Popeye for a while, but when I got on the team is when we really started to
the multi-agency
connect.
team, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when we actually connected. And then, I was riding my Yamaha when I met him that way. And we kind of he kind of invited me to start riding with those guys and him. But yeah, that was the bike. This is the one that led the way to the Harley.
David Schwartz says, nice classic. Yeah, David. And Dave Thompson, so who else? Yeah, says, my first bike was a homemade Briggs & Stratton mini bike. Yeah, no doubt. One of the first
that comment too.
One of the first bikes I ever rode was that. It was a homemade scooter when I was really little. So
is that one of those ones like you almost put it's an extra motor that goes on your tire of a bicycle type? Well,
like in the frame, they used to have the little red. They have them now too, but little mini bikes, and it's just like a lawnmower motor in it. And so it's like a go-kart motorcycle. Basically, it's got two fat tires, and we used to ride them around trails and stuff like that. So, yeah, very cool. And so we're rolling into the time, obviously, where this is where you're interested. You're riding with Popeye. That's a picture of it, actually. Your actual bike.
Yeah, that was.
Dude, let me see the bars. Scroll down.
Yeah, I don't know why I took a photo that close. It doesn't show them.
It doesn't. Hold that up.
It does a little bit.
Hold that up for the camera. And let me transition and see if they can see. I don't know. It's got a lot of contrast on it because of the camera. But that's the bike. That's interesting. So very interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, I added those bars, but had different intake and exhaust was wrapped. And
yeah, look at that. You guys can probably see that. Yeah. That is for, and a fraction of the cost, obviously, of Harley,
Yeah, and that was my first real, nice bike that I'd owned that I didn't have to work on before starting it every day just to get to where I needed to get to. So it was nice. I could just turn key and it would start.
So. And so this is the time when you're riding with Popeye a bit and you're starting. And obviously, somebody made a comment in here. It looks uncomfortable. Oh yeah, Chris.
That was the one about the 1,000.
Was it okay? Gotcha. Yes, it was the Suzuki. Yeah. All right, let's do this real quick, and then we're gonna dive in deeper. Hopefully, you guys are enjoying this conversation. I know I am. Popeye, do you want to handle this?
Bikeaholics, are you searching for the easiest, quickest detachable luggage system for your motorcycle? Rick Rack has just what you're looking for. Forget all those frustrating straps and bungee cords that can come loose and slap your paint. Check out one of Rick Rack's awesome, quick, attached, strapless luggage rack systems. This father-son team designed something really special that you can't find anywhere else. Yep, and these guys ride, so they understand the needs of bikers. The Rick Rack quick attached system is strong, durable, and secure with a lockable system. Also, check out their full line of quality touring bags to accompany your quick detach system. Once you use Rick Rack, you'll never go back. What are you waiting for, Bikeaholics? Head over to the Law Abiding Biker store and check out our full line of Rick Rack systems and bags.
lawabidingbiker.com/store. Nicely done. There you go, guys. That's right. Rolling that Rick Rack system on our summer trip. Be doing it again on our way probably to Sturgis next year. So yeah.
Oh yeah.
I need to buck up and get one myself. I don't have one yet.
We do, dude. Very handy. We'll work on that. All right, guys. So this is the time, obviously, where now tell me, I want to back up a little bit. So we've kind of got your motorcycle history. We know, obviously, now you jumped into the street bob, at some point. And we jumped into that, but let me take it back a little bit and tell me a little bit about, you skipped over your military service, and we have a lot of people that are in the service and military, and so I'm kind of curious about your military career. And there's one other thing I'm really interested about. Go ahead. It's not the thing I mentioned up front. We're going to keep that a secret. But
nice. So I did it backwards. If you ask most people, I grew up, my dad was in the Air Force, so I kind of grew up in that world. He did 26 years in the Air Force before retiring. I got out of high school, wasn't really quite sure what I was going to do, so I joined the Air Guard out of Boise, Idaho, while going to Boise State University because I thought that was a good idea. I forgot to go to classes at Boise State University, so that didn't work out well. But so I was in the Guard, and then my best friend from high school actually had joined the Army, and he had gone through all his training and stuff like that. I came home to visit, and he told me I just need to go in the Army. And, like any good story that comes with dudes, there's a girl involved in it. And I had...
Sounded better than where you led me down.
So, I needed to prove something to myself. I needed to prove something to people because I felt like I had let them down. And I had made a poor decision based on a girl that was now non-existent in my life. So, talked to my buddy and was like, yeah, you know what? What's the dumbest thing I can do? Well, that's the Army infantry. So, went and talked to a recruiter and they said, yeah, you just got to get some signatures to get out of the Air Guard and you can hop in the Army. surprising, it takes 2 signatures from the Air Force for you to transfer. And so I went on base and I got 2 signatures and I joined the active Army and shipped out a couple weeks later. So I had already gone through basic training with the Air Force, which is fun. So after that spa
What's Popeye laughing about?
Yeah. After that
It's just how he said it. I could see the difference in
You're laughing.
The boot camp from the Air Force apparently as compared to the Army.
Yeah, so I've been through both. I've been through the Air Force Basic and the Army Basic now. But so I transferred over, went into the Army, did the infantry thing, and I actually, and I know all you guys are going to be excited about this, just know up front, I hated it. I got stationed in Oahu.
I remember talking to you about this. Is interesting. That's where I went this year, and I love it.
Honolulu.
But I wasn't in the military.
Yeah. So I got stationed there. I showed up. My unit was already deployed to Iraq. So I was there for, I think, 4 weeks, and then they sent me overseas. And that's where I did my first tour in Iraq with my unit. Came back, and it was actually October 10th. Came back with my unit, did all the train up, and then it was October 10th the next year is when I flew out for my second deployment. It was exactly 1 year, and did a full tour the next time. Came back, and then that's when my enlistment was up, and I was trying to figure out what to do. And
where was your first deployment to in Iraq? Where were you?
We were up in Tal Afar, so up north.
How far north of Baghdad is that?
Pretty north. We were on almost close
like
to the border. I'd have to look it up. I was young and scared.
And just,
I don't remember.
Yeah, you went where they told me.
Yeah,
right.
I just know it's Tal Afar, and we're pretty up north, close to the border.
Gotcha.
That's about as far as I know. Second deployment, we were in Balad. Outside of Balad, we were in a FOB outside of the main base. Anaconda was the main one.
I've been there tons of
you
times.
have.
Yep.
So we were off of that base. We weren't off that one exactly. So
Used to mortar the shit out of that place.
oh my God. Yeah.
Big time. There's always mortars coming in there.
Yep. So I did that. Promoted to Sergeant E5 for those of you that know. Got back to Hawaii and then ended up getting out of the Army then.
What was it about Oahu that you didn't like being stationed there?
Well, I like motors and things that go fast. Mm-hmm. And I like winter. I'm not a big summer guy. So I'm not
opposite of me.
Yeah.
Shit.
I'm not real laid back. So the whole, ride one wave in an hour and a half while you wait for the next set.
Oh,
not
yeah,
really
right.
my thing.
Surfer, huh? So you did some surfing.
I tried. I wouldn't say I surfed.
Yeah, well, that's what I do.
Yeah, I would say I floated on a board for a couple hours.
Right.
But I like, I grew up.
Serene. It's a great experience.
Oh, no, it's
to me,
beautiful.
it's very spiritual, surfing.
It's beautiful, but, I grew up snowmobiling and, so riding bikes was always in my blood and, off-roading, things like that. And on the island, it really wasn't that. Everybody's just kind of hanging out, cool, and that just wasn't
too
me.
laid back for you.
Yeah, I'm a little more high-strung, I think.
A little more wound tight, huh?
Yeah.
Did you have a bike while you were on Oahu at all?
No.
Okay. Did you ride at all? You rent any friends?
No, that would have been a good thing to do.
Yeah, no shit. I rode there. It was fun.
Yeah, no, I would have liked to do that.
Got drunk and chased girls all the time.
The military life. The young military life.
No, I guess I got to bring it up now. Thanks, Popeye.
What'd I do?
No, I was.
What'd I do?
I was married before, and so I was married to my ex-wife then, and it just wasn't a good situation. We didn't really have money and shit like that.
Right.
So we didn't really do much. I mean, we did the touristy things we could around the island, but it just wasn't my scene. I mean, I like mountains. I like snow, Christmas, fall. That's kind of my favorite season.
They have Christmas on Hawaii.
No, they have summer with rain.
They just don't have winter.
Yeah, that's about
Christmas.
So,
I got what you were getting at. He's getting technical on you now.
know.
Shit's getting real.
Hey, go pour a drink.
Yeah, no doubt. Nice. I've heard you
sober right now.
I've heard that before.
Yeah. So it just wasn't my scene. You know?
No, I hear you.
Not my big thing. I didn't spend a whole lot of time there. Out of the 3 years I was on the island, I think I was actually on Oahu maybe 6 months. Because we train up in California, we trained up on the Big Island. I was over in Iraq or whatever, so I wasn't on the island that long.
That makes sense.
So it was kind of just a bad time in my life. and it wasn't fun for me.
Yeah.
And so I like the job. I like the Army. I like what I did, and I progressed well through it. But
what did you do?
I was a mortarman, so 11 Charlie. Not quite the Bravos. We don't get that. But I was a gunner we were 60s and 120s. But I was primarily a 60 gunner. So the little small mortars, you can shoot them handheld, which is pretty badass. So I did a lot of that, and we did a lot of helicopter stuff. So I've ridden a lot of Blackhawks.
Did you do that in Iraq, or were you doing something different in Iraq?
First deployment, that's what I did. I was a gunner for a mortar. We went out with the Cav Scouts. They would set up some observations at night, and we were their mortars. So I set up 60 guns a lot. My second deployment, I was a gunner for our convoy. We were protection for our colonel and sergeant major, who were complete badasses. They were all tabbed, and our colonel had been in the Ranger Battalion prior to coming to us.
What's tabbed mean?
Getting in it.
Yeah.
Tabbed. So they were.
I know what it means, but
I don't.
So they attended Ranger school. They graduated Ranger school, so they have Ranger tabs, but they're assigned to regular units. But our colonel had been a part of a Ranger Battalion, so he's considered special operations. Total badasses. We actually got into more contact than most our other guys because they weren't afraid of a fight. So I was a gunner for our colonel, and then did some dismounted patrol for him as well. And our designated marksman. Had a lot of roles.
Yeah, sounds like. Is this how you basically got your, I shouldn't say fascination, but you're a gun guy? And is this where it kind of started, or was it before that?
Yeah,
I mean, you like guns
I'd
before.
always been in guns.
Grew up in Idaho.
Yeah.
Well, I know that. It goes without saying.
No, no, Idaho, big in hunting, that kind of thing. But it was in the military. I kind of progressed. It was something I was really good at, and so kept doing it. 50 cal, running a rifle. We didn't run too many pistols, but doing the designated marksman. I trained with the sniper group just because it was something fun to do and to go out. So yeah, that's kind of where it kicked off. And then coming into the law enforcement world is really, really where it kind of skyrocketed pistol wise. And that's really, I kind of just dove in 100% and just kind of dedicated a lot of my time to getting better.
Yeah.
Just because I knew my life or somebody else's might depend on it. So
right on.
It's kind of where that came from.
You been back to Oahu?
No.
Not
my
going?
wife wants to go,
Yeah,
and
no shit.
I don't.
She had better overall experience than you?
Well, she's never been, so this is...
Oh, she's never been. She wants to go back. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, she wants to. Okay.
She wants to go because she wants, every person wants to go to Hawaii.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I've been there. I don't want to go back. We'll go back.
No offense to our Hawaii listeners.
No,
I love Hawaii. I love visiting there. I don't know that I can live there.
There's a lot of people that like Hawaii. And
I like visiting.
It
I
would
couldn't
probably
live there,
be better.
I don't think.
Yeah, it would be better if I was just visiting and not living, but we'll
That's
go
like
back.
that
Actually,
goes
it'd be
without
better
saying.
to be living if you're going to visit, I would think. You just said it'd be better
my
if you're visiting.
God,
Not
dude.
living is just
God, critical.
better to be living if you're going to visit somewhere.
Oh, God, dude. Let's do this real quick.
You better move on, right?
We better move on.
Getting out of hand.
Oh, I got some questions. Hey, Bikeaholic, searching for new and exciting motorcycle products? Zero3D has the products you dream about for your bike. That's right. Check out their wide variety of innovative products for Harley-Davidson and Honda Goldwing motorcycles. Zero3D's got your back with chrome and black parts, lighting, and other comfort products. No modifying, cutting, grinding, or welding. For an easy installation, that's right, less time installing, more time riding, cowboy. Zero3D has a design team with riders with over 40 years experience with a passion for design and innovation. Zero Gold Strike, the motorcycle LED lighting innovators for CAN bus plug-and-play compatibility. They pride themselves on great customer service. Got a question? Get in touch with them. Email sales@zero3d.com. Give them a call. 715-808-0027. Check out your local Harley or Honda dealership and ask for Zero or Gold Strike parts. A new leader has emerged. Check out Zero3D's custom line of Gold Strike products for the all-new Honda Goldwing. All you Honda Goldwingers, better yet, support us here. Head over lawabidingbiker.com/store. Check out our full line of Zero3D products. All right. Thanks, guys. Got that in love. Our Zero got a ton of their stuff in our store, of course. So All right. Riddle me this, Batman. I want to talk about this because it was interesting. We went to the 7-day trip, or was it 7 days? I think, yeah, our North Rim.
I think it was longer.
Was it longer than 7 days, our trip this year? Just nod your head. 8
I think
days.
it was a little longer, but
So, it was and so I got to talk a little bit and get to know. That was really the first time I got to know Cowboy, and this fascinates me, this part, because I'm always interested in these type of things. So you got out of the military, and there's a part in your life here where you we got a full blown pastor, right? In front of us here.
No,
so you did.
What I went to school for.
Yes, talk about your background and how this evolved, because I actually am interested in theology and this type of stuff. So tell me about this, because obviously you were, and you may still be, and I don't know.
I still am. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Wow. I wasn't expecting to talk about that. That's not on my notes, Ryan. Thanks, buddy.
You can wing this one.
Yeah. Well, it's a major part of my life.
Yeah,
so
it fascinates
me. Hard to wing.
Right.
So church has always been a big thing in my life, and it was growing up. And my youth pastor growing up in high school was pretty big. I know it's a shock to believe, but I wasn't exactly the popular kid in school. Although Papa
not a real popular kid at work.
Dude,
look at that. Ryan needs like a zing.
Yeah, dude.
He's quick. So
we need to lead with this. Oh no, that's not even what I want.
That's not what I want. I don't know what that was, but it was awesome.
It was awesome. It was epic.
Motivated.
This is what we need, dude. This is what we need real quick for Popeye.
Now come on, put your hands together. You believe it tonight. What are you doing? I'm looking.
Praise
You will bring me out. Come on.
For you, dude.
Praise him like you believe.
I knew. All right. Enough of that noise, dude.
Oh, man.
Good times.
Hallelujah.
Good times there.
All
right.
Thanks, Popeye.
Yeah.
It's a good break.
Moving on.
So, my youth pastor growing up was a big part of my story in surviving high school. And, I ran from whatever, went to the military, ran from girls, the whole normal teen thing. Getting out of the Army, thought, hey, you know what? I want to be that person. I want to help somebody like my youth pastor helped me in high school. I thought that was
rock on.
That was a calling worth living, something worth devoting my time to. So I went to school, attended Northwest Nazarene University in Nampa, Idaho.
Did you go to those classes?
I did. Unfortunately,
you said you didn't go to the ones that
Boise State.
Boise State.
So because I didn't go to the ones in Boise State, I had a lot of Fs. And so when I tried to enroll in Northwest Nazarene University, which
I'm always curious. No, why were you just not in?
Well, you didn't go to class.
Bro, yeah, I get that. Why didn't? Let me back up. Why didn't you go to class? I mean, no, this is serious. So you weren't interested, or you weren't sure what you were doing.
I was just
killing time.
You go to school,
right? Okay,
that's what everybody said. And Boise State was a cool school, and it was close to home. About 40.
Good party town.
Yeah,
right.
So I was living with three girls in a house. So
class.
Right. Yeah.
I was living in a house with 3 girls and just me. And so it was just, I had a
boy. Dang. Let's talk about that. Never mind.
My wife is watching the podcast right now. I was, I had a 9 o'clock, not even 8 o'clock psych 101 class with like 400 people. So it wasn't really hard to sit in the back and fall asleep and not pay attention to what was going on. And it just wasn't for me.
You weren't passionate.
That big of a school, and I didn't really care.
Right.
So I was just kind of doing what I wanted to do. So I just ended up not going and pursuing military. But anyway, it came to bite me in the butt when I went to college and actually wanted to be in college, because now I was on academic probation because I had failed a semester at Boise State.
Oh.
So I had to take...
Interesting.
So I had to take extra classes to tell me how to be a good college student, how to prioritize my work.
You got to love our college system. Yeah. What a farce.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And granted, I'm 23 3, 4 at this time, had been to war, was a sergeant, had guys under me, and now is
Bet you did.
Oh,
jeez. There it is. That one you get. I'll give you that one. You know, so
enough.
you go from that, and then you end up some, you know, nice old lady is trying to tell me how to prioritize my homework. And it's like, right. Okay, lady, just sign the paper so I can get out of here. Like, I get it. Back then I wasn't interested. I'm interested now.
Right.
I'm going to do what I need to do.
Like people go through phases of their life. Right.
Yeah.
Like I'm paying you, right?
Right.
Like I'm paying for this, right?
Yeah.
Get out of my hair. Yeah.
So it was just a time. But anyway, so I went to school, got my bachelor's degree in theology.
That's badass, dude.
Yeah. The
I don't know
official
why.
term is Christian ministries with an emphasis in youth. So I have a minor in youth ministries.
Very cool.
And that's where I met my wife. She actually has the same degree as I do.
She does. That's cool.
Yeah,
Theology is fascinating. Yeah.
She was a junior when I was a freshman, even though I was older than her, because I was non-traditional is what they like to call us. And so we met my first couple weeks there at NNU, and then we started dating. She graduated and then ended up doing her master's while I was finishing my last 2 years there. So she got her master's in church youth and culture. So she continued that. I worked as a youth pastor, as a chaplain assistant during my time in college, kind of did that thing over there in Idaho. And then between my junior, senior year, I just, you know, I've got this drive to be really good at what I do. I don't like being mediocre.
I feel your pain.
And I felt like...
So I don't sleep at night.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
You're cut off.
I was being nice.
So, you know, I felt like I felt like I was mediocre compared to my classmates, but I had some pretty incredible classmates. I mean, I had some really smart people.
Yeah.
And so they, you know, they did what they did and they did it well. And I just kind of fell by the wayside. I don't think I did, but that's how I felt.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I started looking at something new, and I miss that camaraderie of, you know, a team and guys and gals and like, you know, but doing the hard work. You know, I was okay with dealing with the stupid so other people didn't have to. And so that kind of transitioned to, well, let me look at cop work. So I had just gotten married to my wife, and she thought we were going to be pastors together.
How many years ago was that?
So we just passed 7 this
She's watching.
June.
You better get that shit
I
right.
know.
Okay,
7
good job.
this June, babe. So it was, you know, she wasn't expecting it, and I just kind of dropped it on her. I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. I want to be a cop. And her dad was a career firefighter in Seattle. Well, over there in Bothell, the west side.
Yeah, right.
You know, it's all the same to us.
All the cities run together.
It's all the big
One big giant mess.
Yeah. So she
love
was
our West Siders.
She was aware of the, you know, the danger that's in shift work and kind of the home life that's involved with
It's a big change for her.
So she was not excited.
Yeah,
to say the least. But she's great, and she ran with it, and she said, "Yeah, if that's what you need to do it." So I tested for the area because I knew that's where we were going.
Right.
And so I didn't want to settle for something less. And first agency picked me up, and I've been with them ever since. And so it just kind of, and I feel like I've excelled at the place I'm at and doing the things I do, and I'm good at it. And so it's just been a good fit, and I like helping people. So it worked out well for me, even though, and my degree comes into play, even my current job.
Yeah.
I mean, I love that time in my life, and I wouldn't change my degree for anything. I wouldn't want anything else. So yeah, I'm good with it. It's kind of a fun little twist to my past that most people don't know about.
Right. It's
just
great,
like our story. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a great background.
Right.
Yeah. I'm always fascinated with that stuff. So your wife has the same degree. She's still practicing, she's
in
her
pastor.
field.
Yep.
She is. Okay.
She
Yeah.
is a pastor.
Yeah. See, that's, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Maybe you did tell me that, but, yeah.
Yeah. She's full-time doing that, doing what she likes, and she's better at it than I am. So I'm glad she stuck with it. Yeah,
Good.
She's doing good.
Good, man. All right. So We're going to keep going here just a little bit, guys. And thanks for West Side is a one big mess. Tim Tilson, he knows because he lives over there.
Yeah.
And
I grew up over there. I know it's a mess.
Yeah. I lived over there for a couple of years. When I was first got in law enforcement, I had to spend a couple of years over there. So yeah,
I saw it once.
But we love all our people over there. Some great people. Part
I
of
learned
this community.
from my parents' mistakes though, and decided to move out.
Yeah.
It wasn't my fault I grew up over there.
Right. Yeah. You're born into it.
Yeah, exactly. So got out of there. Moved on to.
You were a Cradle
East
West
Side.
Sider.
What?
A Cradle West
That's
Sider.
right.
Yeah, just born there.
That's right.
All right, so here we go. We're going to start winding this down, guys. And don't worry, there's going to be a follow-up episode. We're going to talk a little bit more about, so make sure, all you are here live right now, but if you're a listener later, make sure you're subscribed to the podcast and all that. We are going to do a follow-up where we're going to get into our summer trip, and we're going to get into Cowboy and his first probably long distance motorcycle trip on his current Street Bob. And some of the funny stories about that and what it's like to ride cross country on a non-touring and whether he'll ever do that again. He's younger and stronger than me. So he probably doesn't think as much about it, but nonetheless, we do have some funny stories about that. We're going to get more into his background and his entry into the Sworn Few and why, a little more club stuff of why he wanted to get involved with the club and how he got involved with the Sworn Few, and maybe some funny stories that happened on the summer trip from his perspective. It'll just be kind of another Biker Talk session, but definitely a little more on track with Biker. But I love these conversations, getting backgrounds, and it gives you guys a little insight. And we got into some motorcycle stuff, but all that. So I want to ask this. How many dancing classes have you been to? Because you're a dancer.
Officially 0, I think.
Dude.
Yeah.
This guy's a
self-made man.
Clinic, though.
Yeah, a self-made man.
So,
hey, like I said in high school, right? I wasn't big and strapping like Popeye over there.
Right.
I wasn't the best looking feller. So
woo
I
the
impressed
ladies.
the ladies
You had to
some way.
dude,
so.
Wasn't.
What?
Wasn't the best looking?
Yeah, it changed.
Oh,
I got better. So I had to impress the ladies somehow. So
dude, here's what I'll tell
breaking
you.
out those dance moves.
I'm telling you, I'm not kidding, dude. You can be the, biggest, buffest, even the best looking guy, dude.
So Popeye's out?
No, he's out. If you know, it doesn't matter how weak. I'm telling you this for fact. It doesn't matter how weak or homely looking you are or whatever. If you know how to dance properly, dude, women will take that dancing ability. Oscar's one of them, dude. He'll go in.
Dude,
the
he
dude
did
can square.
great.
No, he's a square dancer. He will grab
killed
ladies out of the, it's just all fun,
$1 Million Cowboy.
Yeah, exactly, dude.
Killing it.
That guy, he'll just go up and they love, my wife included, they just love, I don't know how to dance, dude. That's why I love friends that know how to dance.
Yeah.
Because I can sit and
Oscar
drink
killed
and
it.
watch people dance with my wife. And I don't have to, seriously, I don't give a shit. I'm just like, I'm not a dancer. I don't want to dance.
Right.
I have to be pretty liquored up before I will actually dance. And that's it has to be, that's a rare occasion.
Right.
So I'm telling you, if you want to get the ladies,
Oscar killed it.
You you killed it, dude.
Oscar was laying it down.
Dude,
at
you were
$1
laying
Million
it down.
Cowboy bar.
At the $1
Slaying
million
it.
cowboy bar we have some footage of that. We
Got
have
some footage of him dancing.
Yeah,
there.
It likely
that
might
might
make the
come out.
documentary film.
That might come out.
It maybe in slow-mo.
Squid got a great performance last night.
Yeah, whoa.
Yeah.
Really? A
Remember?
performance. Don't go there. Just
Yeah. No,
I
you
know where
did.
your mind's going, dude. I know where Popeye's going.
All right. So apparently for Popeye, because he can't figure it out, got to lay it out for you. So at dinner, when we were hanging out,
That's nice of him to woo you.
yeah. No, he bought. So
Oh, even better.
I felt like I owed him. No, we had a moment
Nice.
right on the street there while Ryan was filming whatever he was filming.
Over here in the shop, yeah.
No, remember?
you meant-
He's talking about Twin
sorry,
Falls.
I thought,
Yeah.
okay, Twin Falls,
Yeah,
yes,
Twin
yes.
Falls. We
Yeah.
had a moment there at the
Very
end.
nice.
It's the last night together. Me and Squid really bonded that trip, and so it came full circle.
Oh, that's hilarious, man.
Full circle.
Yeah, straight up some moves, dude. And in Twin Falls last night too, dude. That was what a great trip that was.
That was an amazing trip.
It was.
I'm excited to talk about it.
Yeah. Yeah. And so definitely, guys, we'll be getting into dancing, David Schwartz dancing, shooting, and bikes. My idea.
That's my life, bro.
No doubts.
That's my life.
You got to meet David.
I met a lot of people.
You met a lot of people, David. Yep.
For the first time. Which one was David?
David Schwartz is from Israel.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
He's in
David,
chat
what's
right
up,
now.
bro?
And I get
we
it.
were just talking about you earlier, David,
we were
actually.
at lunch, and because I was wondering if he was going to be on the live stream, and I think we even joked about the bathroom door. I said, so we're going to close the bathroom door for David.
We were right before. So
yeah,
David, you're the topic of many conversations today.
Yeah, it's awesome. We had fun.
It was good.
Road King. Didn't you get a Road King over in Israel, David? If you want to reply on
yeah. You were saying that at lunch.
I think I saw him saying something about that. Yeah. Pretty cool.
Love our community. And sorry to throw names on you because hasn't been around as long as us. So he's like, I met a lot of people. Yeah, you're right. You did. He's all new. He's new to Sworn Few.
Yeah.
New to Law Abiding Biker Media. New to a cross country trip. It's just a blur probably to you.
Yeah, you guys definitely want to listen to that next podcast because there's a lot going on with meeting the club for the first time. I mean, like Ryan, Oscar, Lurch. I mean, all those guys were first time and doing 8 days together and trying to not look like a total buffoon on my street bob in front of all these yahoos, which I was in front of Ryan the first day. So you want to listen to that.
Oh, remind me of that.
Well,
first day.
Oh, we gotta save that one.
Man, yeah, we gotta save that for the next podcast.
Oh, we are.
Get guys in there.
David Schwartz got a Heritage 114. He's in a 2018.
Damn.
Over in Israel.
Snap.
Congrats,
that's gotta be
David.
a quick bike.
Nice, bro.
Not a real heavy one, and 114. That's got to be
the Heritage. It's a beautiful bike, a 114. Yeah, good for you, David.
Sweet.
Moving on up in the world. Dang, dude. We can't hang with him anymore, dude. He's a high roller.
Oh, yeah.
Me on my measly 2014 Street Glide Special. I don't even know if you'll let me ride with you, David. I don't even know, dude. Okay, let's just, as we are winding it down, I appreciate everybody being here. And I'm just going to go through here and look we tried to monitor comments and see if there's any last things. Let's see. Scrolling through. If you see anything, Popeye too, bring it up. I just want to, if there's a lot of it's conversation, but I want to see. Bill Schreiber says it's 90 in Tennessee.
Yeah. Well, Texas, I was talking about earlier about how nice Texas is because I was talking about it's cooling down here now. We're getting into the fall, going over the past 37 degrees. And some of our Texas listeners were saying, well, it's still, nice weather down there and we need to get down there in retirement. Texas, Arizona, ride all year.
Yeah. I
just
agree.
see a lot of people agreeing with Popeye and his sick burns this podcast. I just see a lot of nice job, Popeyes, a lot of flames next to Popeye's name. Thanks, guys.
David
Keeping
Schwartz.
it real, adding comic relief.
Thanks, Chris. Popeye is on his game tonight, but he already poured a whiskey, so now we're screwed.
Nice. Bill Schreiber and I do say this as we take it out. Thanks to the community for being here, guys. This is why we do this and dedicate the time and try to do these live just for Patreon members. Because as you saw, getting up and running was a nightmare and it just happens sometimes. So it's a lot more tech when I do the live ones, but I so love sitting down with all of you and being able to chat and read your comments and see your avatars, and some of it's your actual faces, which is cool to just see those. And so yeah, thanks for being here. And as we wind it down anyways, Bill Schreiber says, basically, Cowboy and Popeye, thanks for your service to our country. And that's awesome. And I reiterate that and second that. Really appreciate, and we heavily support here at Law Abiding Biker Media, our military personnel, our veterans, our first responders, because all of us here are first responders. And so, there's nothing that more American than that, and bikes and, being here with bikers worldwide from all over the world right here. Amazing, isn't it?
Appreciate that.
That's awesome.
You did well.
Thanks, guys.
On your first.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah, please do.
Before I close it out, I do have a story to tell here.
Hang on. Anyways, thanks for listening, guys. And we're going to go ahead and, all right, go ahead.
No, this comes back to Ryan and just what a gracious host he is, and just how give you the shirt off his back. What a great guy.
Thanks, brother.
About a month and a half ago or so, cool. I was down here doing some podcasting, and on the way back,
it's a great story.
On the way back home, because most of you know that been listening, I'm a couple hours away from the house, and so on the way back home, there was a deer carcass in the lane of travel out on the highway, and I was doing about 70 miles an hour or so, and I went.
Which was the speed limit for all those listening?
It actually is on I-90.
Yeah.
It actually is.
That was the only part of the trip.
That's all we got to say there.
So I swerved at the last second. I clipped it. I'd dented up. I'd bent my oil cooler in the front of the bike. When I got home, I had hair and guts and shit all down the right-hand side of my bike.
It's crazy, dude.
And it was a big deer. If I would have center punched that bitch, there's a good chance I would have went over the handlebars.
Oh, I can't imagine you wouldn't have, dude.
Yeah, it would have been it could have been real bad. In fact, I pictured myself at one point going, over the handlebars, going, "Oh shit!" Like basically that one was a pucker factor for a while. That had me thinking. But so anyway, I got home, and the next morning I woke up and just put something out on GroupMe, which is how our club communicates of, I had a close one last night, boys. And Ryan, just being so gracious, sent me
scared me, dude, when you said that. I was like, fuck, I got
brand new, the Vision X headlight, and sends it down. And those are not cheap. And I'm not really generally like a wimpy guy, but it seriously brought tear to my eye.
Yeah,
it
dude, I
teared
remember
me
that.
up, and I was just like, wow, just to have somebody just out of the, the graciousness of their heart, the goodness of their heart, just say, hey bro, I appreciate, the help that you give me,
and you coming
down
a lot,
here. And then just, hey, I'm sending you this. It was awesome.
That's awesome.
And so
dude.
I totally appreciate it. And Ryan's just a great guy. And we were here the other night doing a project, and just,
we got new heated grips on Popeye's bike.
Yeah. So the help the help that he's given me here lately, I really appreciate it. So, but that was awesome. Just like I said, just, hey, bro, you're down here to help me. I don't need you dying. Like, where's the word?
That's what I did. Oh, that's right.
I don't need you dying, coming down here to help me. So.
And I told Popeye, I said, he's been so, the guys here are amazing. And we're a bootstrap company, and so I try to give back and give parts, and especially an incident like that. But you're right. That is what I said. And I mean, it's the least really, that I can do. I try to give guys at least parts and hook their bikes up and give back where I can. Because I do appreciate it having you guys, because everybody brings a different personality down here. And that's what's really unique, I think, about our podcast as we take it out is, a lot of podcasts, you hear the same people every time. Right. Ours, look at how many people have been on our podcast. And so it's just a different, they hear me every time, of course, but I like to hear other people. And I think it brings a different dynamic to it. So yeah, if we can keep that going into the future, that's a good thing. And Popeye's enjoying his new headlight. He can see now. And so that's good, because I don't want to lose a club member or a brother or any of you in the community out there. I don't care what headlight you get, whether it's from us or another brand, those stock ones are dangerous.
Yeah, the Vision X, and especially when you're running the high beam on those things,
they're amazing.
Those are nice. So get on there in the law-abiding biker store.
Oh,
Vision X
there
headlight.
it is.
You can tell Popeye's done a few episodes, dude. Yeah, straight up, dude. All right, guys. Yeah, good rap session, guys. You did well. You did well. Guys. It's easy, isn't it?
I appreciate it.
These episodes are easy.
I love it.
Yeah, awesome.
Love it.
As we take it out here, call to action, guys. Here's the deal. You're going to start hearing about this. It's stressful, but it's going to be worth it. We're ramping the Law Abiding Biker store up. We're doing a complete website redesign. That's in the works. It's very stressful for me because I've got so much else going on, but it needed to be done. We just got a huge distributorship, basically, without getting into the details. But that basically what it allows us, we landed a deal. And of course, we've had all the cruise tools and biker grippers and, Vance and Hines will be coming back. It's been here, but we weren't able to get everything. Anyways, long story short, we are going to ramp up the store. And Big Daddy Kane and Goat and Scooter down there, we're going to have access, like a whole bunch more products are going to be coming over the next year, 2 years. We have to scale properly. We can't do it all at once. But we're going to give you guys access to a whole bunch more stuff. We're going to try to bring on the popular stuff at first. We're going to try to make good strategic decisions about what we bring on first and things that will serve you guys best and things you guys have asked for, because we can't just bring everything on at once. We just don't have, number one, the infrastructure to do that. But anyways, with that said, yeah, we're growing, and
Nice.
that's a way to support.
Nice.
Growing and showing,
man. And we're working hard behind the scenes here and trying to get the website going. And so keep checking back, and you'll see new things coming within the menus, and we'll try to advertise some of the stuff that's coming. And if you get a chance, just thank Big Daddy down there and Goat and all those
Working
guys.
hard.
Email them on the store if you want, and just say, hey, thanks, guys. And if you have a question about something, if it's coming, or if we have access to it, we'll certainly get you the best deal you can, because just because we don't list it yet doesn't mean we don't have access to it and can't get you a good deal and special order it. But anyways, you do all that over at lawabidingbiker.com/store. Those are the guys that run that down there, and they do an absolute stellar job. That's all I'm going to say with call to action. Let's take it out of here, guys. Thanks, Cowboy. Popeye.
Absolutely.
Thanks to the community. We are still live. Thank you. I already said it in the community. Thanks to all of you. You make this possible
Thanks,
with your
guys.
support. And thanks for hanging with us. We're going off live, and we'll see you on the next one. Until then, ride safe. Watch out for those dead deer in the road. I can't send everybody a free Vision X. Okay. All right. Laters.